Click for IB Biology, Photosynthesis. In this video we're going to look at the locations of the various stages of photosynthesis and relate that to the organs, tissues, organelles, and where the stages of photosynthesis occur in each of these locations. And of course the concept of structure and function and the adaptation of those structures to fulfill those functions is central to the biology of photosynthesis, as indeed it is to everything. If you wish, there's a PDF in the description down below that you can use to annotate with your own notes on this topic, and there's also a quiz down there that you can check your understandings of the content. Here we have a cross-section of a leaf, of a mesophilic leaf, and within this we identify the tissue in the top layer here, which you will know is the Palisade. The Palisade mesophyll tissue. And what's characteristic about this Palisade mesophyll tissue is this layer towards the top surface of a leaf, so it's close to the incidence of sunlight, and within that there are these specialized cells, the Palisade cells, and within those specialized cells are organelles which are called chloroplasts, and we have an image here. So that's an organelle and that's the chloroplast. And you may well have studied this during cell biology and the names of the component parts of this organelle in more detail later. All stages of photosynthesis take place within the chloroplast, and these stages of photosynthesis can be divided largely into two sections. There's the so-called light-dependent reaction, and then there's the light-independent reaction. Summatively, one can think of the light-dependent reaction as the conversion of light into ATP, light energy into ATP and the reduced coenzyme NADP. And one can then think of how these two molecules here are then used to bring about in the light-dependent reaction the fixation of carbon dioxide and the synthesis of the biological molecules, most classically making glucose, but not limited to glucose. If we look for the location of these two stages, then the light-dependent reaction is associated with the thylakoid membranes, and the light-independent reaction takes place in the stroma. Within the stroma are the enzyme systems associated with the light-independent reaction, and those are classically, of course, associated with the Calvin cycle, a cyclic metabolic pathway which generates and creates the biological molecules. So, location of the stages of photosynthesis: light-dependent reaction on the thylakoids, light-independent reaction in the stroma. Details and links to the next video in the sequence are now appearing before you. A subscription to the channel should you wish to, and a link back to this particular playlist so that you can look at the series of videos supporting this particular study of photosynthesis.